Good morning. This is Wednesday, December 2nd. Tomorrow, the Vagabond Falcon ends. The auction is over. It's scheduled to end at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to live stream the last hour starting at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll be here on the channel just like all the other live streams that we do. This is my Zoom mic. Get over it. We had this whole idea for a video that I was gonna do a whole bunch of stuff to the car and say we're getting ready for it with the new owner, so here we are at Bruce's and we're gonna put 150 shot of nitrous straight into it, and then send this picture to Matt Happel at Sloppy Mechanic saying, hey, we're doing it like some people do it on the dyno, just spray it into the carburetor. No, we didn't do that. The big last repair on the Falcon was the fuel pump eccentric. There's an error here. I said I sheared off the pin at the end of the cam. Well, that's incorrect. What I did was I sheared off the tab that's on the fuel pump eccentric itself. So there's a new fuel pump eccentric, and there's also a larger Carter fuel pump in here and some new steel braided fuel lines. I'm willing to drive this car to you if you're within Pennsylvania, New Jersey, or Northern Maryland. And by Pennsylvania, I mean no further west than Harrisburg. And Jersey, well, really all of Jersey. Except Northern Jersey. Northern Jersey's fine. It is about 39 degrees here in Pennsylvania. We're getting some flurries. That's 4 degrees centigrade for the rest of the country. Excuse me, the planet. This car has a heater, and it works as well as a 60-year-old heater can work. The heater core is like that, and it's here, and it just goes inside the car. So driving this thing in wintertime is cold. You have to dress like you're going skiing, and you have to wear gloves and put heated pads in, because cold air gets in everywhere inside this car. So about an hour outside of town is about as far as I feel like driving this thing, because man, it is freezing. So if you want to send a truck and trailer to pick it up, which is what I'm gathering you'd probably do, whoever the winner is, and hello winner, I will meet you at the Cabela's at the intersection of Interstate Highway 78 and Pennsylvania Route 61. You can Google it. It's the Hamburg Cabela's, a big outdoor sporting goods store. The reason I'm selecting that is because one, it's easy to find, and two, they have all these spaces for motorhomes. You know, people make trips because it's the largest Cabela's in the country. Come on here. And it's actually quite neat to go inside. They have a whole mountain inside, and anyway. But if you bring a large truck and trailer, you can park that thing anywhere. The whole place is semi-truck friendly. In fact, they have their own parking area for semi-trucks, and they're fine with you overnighting it there. So when I sold my MR2, that's where I met the truck and trailer. Don't bother coming to my town. These are old school East Coast cities that were built before cars were invented. So we have all these narrow streets. You'd never get a truck and trailer to my house. I've been checking out some of the people who have been bidding, and most of the people who have been bidding on the Falcon this is their first time bidding on Bring a Trailer. So you can't snipe this auction. Bring a Trailer doesn't work like that. If you place a bid on the car in the last 2 minutes of the auction, it's going to reset those last 2 minutes. So that's what makes the ending of Bring a Trailer exciting. Yes, this thing is scheduled to end at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, December 3rd, but that last 2 minutes could last 45 minutes. It's the automotive equivalent. It's the automotive auction equivalent of edging. That last 2 minutes is going to be exciting and excruciating, and we're going to have a big fun time live streaming the whole thing. So even if you're not bidding, please join us tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So to explain the fuel pump eccentric problem, here's a guest to explain the connections of technology. Take it away.
This is a camshaft for a Ford small block. This little pin on the end is its Achilles heel. Ford was never as big as General Motors. They had to innovate. And by innovate, I mean cheap out. This little pin drives something called a fuel pump eccentric. What is an eccentric, you ask? I happen to have one right here. It's a jelly jar lid. The fuel pump eccentric went on the end of the camshaft, slightly off-center. The pin held it in, and it was tightened by the camshaft retaining bolt. As the camshaft spins, the eccentric becomes another cam lobe, which drives the fuel pump arm much like an old-timey water pump on a syphilis farm. I sheared off this pin. Did General Motors do this? Did Mopar do this? Who cares? My car has no fuel. In order to get to the little lid that's on the end of the camshaft, you have to remove the alternator, the power steering pump if you have one, the water pump, and the timing cover. You need to drain the oil, drain all the coolant, and then you can get to the lid. Thanks, Ford. Don't worry, it's getting fixed with a bigger fuel pump than before, made by Carter in the good old US of A. And this was the moment I decided to put my Ford Falcon up for auction on Bring a Trailer. So join us on the live stream. Happy bidding. I'm going to get drunk. Actually, dysentery would be more funny. Anyway, moving on. Wu-Tang. And once you do all that, then all I did was brush into it, and wow, I'm bleeding.